healthcare is a really big one. So access to like gender affirming healthcare, but also just like healthcare in general, access to mental health care.
Medicare is supposed to be a universal health system, and it's not for the trans universe in so-called Australia. We don't have coverage of surgeries, there's huge out-of-pocket costs.
Wait times in any trans specialist clinic tend to be longer than a year. And tend to not be taking any new patients.
Trans people are significantly more likely to be disabled, so having kind of intersectional healthcare, not only a thing, but very much funded and accessible by our government, I think are key issues.
We don't really have trans service leave, so if someone is wanting to transition or go through a medical surgery or even take HRT and they need time off work, businesses and organisations, that is not protected under government.
We've seen that the Morrison government seems to be fueling the culture wars.
Often American politics makes its way into the Australian political climate. At the moment, American politics is not exactly friendly towards trans people.
It's not just about individual people in individual kind of parliament sittings that have bad views and use inappropriate language, but it's all of the, millions of people across the country that validate that learn from that.
We don't have any trans voices in Parliament.
There aren't trans people in politics in this country, no matter what party they're in.
We need a national trans education campaign to get truth out about trans people.
As we have a disabled minister, we need a minister of inclusivity.
I would love to see more trans-specific consultation in politics and more people specifically going out to speak to trans people about their experiences.
I think it would be awesome to have like a commission into the treatment of disabled trans people in this country.
A Liberal National Party majority would be disastrous for trans and LGBTIQA+.
I haven't had a lot of optimism on sort of Morrison's side, as he's clearly handpicked a very transphobic candidate, but on the Labour side as well, there doesn't seem to be a very explicit show of support for trans people.
And there's been some poor remarks by Anthony Albanese, for example, his comment, men can't have babies, it raises trans men, and to some extent I suppose it erases assigned female non-binary people.
There doesn't seem to really be a party that reflects a major party that reflects all of my desires and goals for government and for change.